Are you confused by the lore of Ashes of Creation? Are you just learning about it now? It's vague. It can be confusing. Well, here's a guide to explain the lore of Verra for dummies, including me. There's three distinct parts of the lore of Ashes of Creation. There's the origin story, the story of the fall, and the story of the deliverance, or the return to Verra. The origin story revolves around a magical element known as the essence. The essence is a metaphysical energy or life force. In short, the essence is the magic of Ashes of Creation. It's kind of like the Force in Star Wars. The essence exists on different planes in the Ashes of Creation universe. There's the plane of the gods, where the essence is the strongest. There's the ethereal plane, and nobody really knows much about this plane yet. Then there's the material plane, and that's where the planet of Verra exists. And then there's the void. This is where the essence is at its weakest. The plane of the gods is where 10 deities existed. These deities are beings of the essence, each one representing a different aspect of the universe, including feelings such as love, fate, hope, truth, creation, and other spheres of influence. Together, they form a pantheon of gods. So these 10 gods created a race of beings infused with all of their qualities to hold stewardship over all of creation. The race of beings they created was known as the Ancients. Over time, the power of these Ancients grew, perhaps too much. So the gods got together to discuss how to control their creation. A power struggle ensued between these 10 gods. 3 of the gods had their own ideas. These 3 secretly began to teach the Ancients the deepest secrets of the essence and how to best harness its power. When the remaining 7 gods learned of this, they were pissed. A great celestial battle between the 7 gods and the 3 defiant gods ensued over a very long period of time. Legend says that with each blow during this battle, a star was born in the night sky. When the battle ended, the 7 gods prevailed, banishing the 3, which they referred to as the others, and the Ancients, into the void, where the power of the essence was weak. The 7 remaining gods were well aware of the error they had made, so they decided to try again. They created 4 distinct races imbued with their qualities. Henceforth, the humans, elves, orcs, and dwarves came to be. The 7 would continue to create Verra as a place for these new beings to dwell. For millennia, the 4 races flourished on Verra, establishing cities, universities, trade routes, strong partnerships, and in some cases, great conflicts, as societies do. But all the while, the banished Ancients and the others, remember those 3 defiant gods? Well, they were still pissed, so they were plotting. They were learning to harness the negative aspect of the essence, known as corruption. And in this part of the story, it leads us to the fall. Their revenge began to take shape. The Ancients and the others began to strategically place comet-like celestial bodies, or harbingers, over the skies of Verra. The citizens of Verra were confused by the appearance of these static phenomena in the skies. They appeared over a period of years, 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then more. But the citizens were still curious about their arrival. More and more appeared until the day of reckoning finally arrived. Unbeknownst to the citizens of Verra, the harbingers were magical conduits, connecting the void to the material plane where Verra exists. The Ancients and the others used these conduits to travel to Verra and unleash hell. This invasion became known as the Apocalypse. Sound familiar? Well, yeah, Apocalypse was the name of Intrepid's Battle Royale mode from back in 2020, where they tested PvP combat. So this Apocalypse was the downfall of Verra. The Others and the Ancients, along with the corruption they brought to Verra in the form of numerous monstrosities and abominations, caused death and destruction across the planet. See, the Ancients and the Others didn't have hotlines to call or support groups or hobbies to deal with their deep-seated issues. They just wanted revenge. They wanted to manipulate and pervert the creation of the gods as an affront to their endeavors. But seeing the mass destruction taking place on Verra, one of the gods, the goddess of creation, took action, creating numerous gateways across Verra for the citizens to escape. Much of the population was able to cross through these portals, which led to a world devoid of magic. This world was called Sanctus. The escape of these citizens through the portals to the world of Sanctus was known as the Exodus. Soon after this exodus, the gateways created remained, but they dimmed and became dormant. Some citizens, however, did not make it through the gateways before they closed, forcing them to remain on the cataclysmic planet and fight for their survival. These refugees were a mixture of all races: human, elf, orc, and dwarf. Many sought shelter and fled to the vast underground system of caves on Verra, known as the Underrealm. Well, I guess it was cold down there because over the years, a lot of interbreeding between the four races took place, leading to a new race, a mysterious race known as the Tulnar. And this brings us to the third part of the origin story of Ashes of Creation, the Return. Remember those divine gateways? Well, those gateways also existed on Sanctus, the planet much of the Verran population escaped to. The refugees stepped into gateways on Verra and stepped out of the gateways onto Sanctus. They were dormant on both planets for millennia, a constant reminder of the calamity that befell Verra. Generations passed, and although the tales to be told in folklore and studies at Sanctus's universities, much of the history of Verra began to be lost to the caverns of time. However, one day, the divine gateways mysteriously reignited, sending fear, concern, and speculation through the populace on Sanctus. Remember, Sanctus is a planet devoid of magic. All of a sudden, magic appeared in the reignition of these gateways. Councils of elders and decision makers across Sanctus began to unite. The decision was made to take a giant leap and send expeditions through the portals to see where it led. Of course, speculation was probably made that it did indeed lead to Verra, but nobody knew until they tried. The rumors were true. The reignited divine gateways did lead to Verra, and droves of adventurers signed on to step up and through the portal to an ancient world to explore, to discover, and to repopulate the stolen home of their ancestors. This, my friends, is where we will enter the story. This is where the lives of our characters will take shape. What will your path be? So there you have it, adventurers. The beginning lore of Ashes of Creation for Dummies. I know it can be a little confusing, especially the 10, the 7, the 3, the Others, the Ancients. Hopefully I was able to shed a little bit of light on it for you. That's not all though. There are numerous stories already available on the Ashes of Creation wiki that begin to bring the story of Verra to life. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Ashes of Creation lore series. It's called The Ashes Archives, right here on our YouTube channel. We'll take you through the currently known lore of the game through the eyes of Professor Eldon Greythorn, a researcher who stepped through the portal from Sanctus to uncover the history of Verra. Yeah, I know, it's roleplay and it's a little nerdy. Who really freaking cares? We're all here to play a game. It's kind of nerdy anyways, so why not add a little flavor? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe so that more people can find us, and safe travels, adventurers.